Unfortunately, the toilet seat hinge is broken on this toilet, and you would think it would be a nice simple matter just to replace the hinge, but it isn't, because unfortunately these screws are not coming out, they're just turning, and you can't basically get to the other side of that fitting without taking the whole toilet off the wall, disconnecting the water and going down that route, which is a complete nightmare. So I think I'm going to have to actually angle grind the top of that off and see if we can take it off that way and just get new fittings. Ooh. So I'm thinking that this green plastic bit is just going to screw off. I'm assuming that's the case. And then this will just drop through, I imagine. Like so, and I'm hoping that that means that I can now get a standard fitting in this hole. So in our case, the only way to get rid of the old hinges was actually to angle grind them off. The alternative would be to take the whole toilet away from the wall, and that would be an absolute nightmare. We've been down to George Jones and Brothers in Bristol and bought a new toilet seat. They actually gave us the trade price of £55.68. Now we just need to fit it. When you buy the new toilet seat, there are two methods of fitting it. If you can access the lower bolts, which we can't, you would use this washer and this nut. But failing that, what you do is you put this universal fitting down there. This will pop on top of it, and then you will put the screw in. But before we tighten everything up, we need to line everything up, so we can ignore these fittings here. Now, to get these rubber fittings in, you'll just put them in loosely like that, and then you will just put the screw in a few turns and push down on the top of the screw. What you need to avoid doing is being tempted to use some form of lubricant, because you want that fitting to be tight in there and not spinning when you're fitting the screw. So you should find that that just pushes in there like that. I've tightened these up finger tight, but not completely tight, and using this template will make sure these are exactly centered, and this needs to be parallel to that. So let's just try putting the toilet seat on loosely and seeing how that fits. It's important to get this in exactly the right position before you start tightening everything up. Now, these screws turn really easily, but this will be tight long before the screws ever get tight. So just keep, when you're screwing this in, just keep twisting this and making sure when it's actually tight, you can stop tightening this, otherwise you'll just pull the bung all the way out. We just need to drop these chrome covers over, and then we just need to push this down. It should click into place, and if we ever need to take the toilet seat off again, we have this release button. Nothing has moved, and that will close and be perfectly in position. Beautiful. I have to say that's a really good quality toilet seat with really good quality fittings, and the fact it comes with things like templates, etc., makes it super easy to fit. The only thing that wasn't easy was cutting the old hinges off with an angle grinder, but I guess that's just the way you have to do it sometimes.